Good morning and welcome to your very own Try It Before You Buy channel with your host Karamullah Kadwani. Today is going to be all about Studio 54. As you can see on the table, this is the perfume that we shall be discussing today. A little background on what Studio 54 was actually, that the fragrance is inspired from, the creator, the creative, and the brand. So let's shed a little light on Studio 54, which was touted to be the disco playground where sex and glamour reigned. Schrager and Rubel, I hope I'm pronouncing their names right, opened the Studio 54 nightclub on April 6th, 1977, as disco was gaining popularity in the US. Infamous for its celebrity guest lists, quixotic entry policies, extravagant events, rampant drug use, and sexual hedonism. Studio 54 closed in 1980 after Schrager and Rubel were convicted of tax evasion, a short-lived stint, I should say. As Studio 54 co-founder, Ian Schrager sees it, there have been exactly two seminal cultural events in the 71 years he's been alive. Woodstock, that we so know about now, and Studio 54, he says, not to be presumptuous. The history of the infamous debauchery at the New York hotspot, which we're not going to get into the details of, the nightclub's wild parties, like that on New Year's Eve 1979, made headlines around the world, with A-list celebs like model Jerry Hall, Blondie frontwoman Debbie Harry, and Paloma Picasso, who frequented Studio 54. Dancer Mikhail Baryshnikov with Bianca and Mick Jagger at Bianca's 1977 birthday party. A very then young Michael Jackson takes to the dance floor. Costumed entertainers at the 78 poster hosted by designer Karl Lagerfeld. Parisian cabaret producer Peter Jackson staged an elaborate performance featuring 30 mopeds. Designers Karl Lagerfeld and Valentino also reportedly frequented the club. Costume revealers enjoy the feast at the 1978 party for Casablanca Records, who once counted Kiss and Donna Summer on their roster. Diana Ross, a Studio 54 regular, serenaded Schrager and Rubel at Studio 54 before the two were jailed for tax evasion. Andy Warhol, Calvin Klein, and Brooke Shields posed with Studio 54 co-founder Steve Rubel. There's just so much more in the short time that the studio was operative. Let's not talk about JUSBOX as a brand. JUSBOX Perfumes is the encounter between music and perfume, merging into one sound. Each JUSBOX perfume fragrance exudes the absolute quality of a made in Italy product. The scents are created in collaboration with some of the most renowned master perfumers in the world, with the most precious ingredients and refined raw materials, expression of excellence, art, know-how, and design. So you have a few of the following perfumes in the current portfolio, which I was really interested in acquiring. To name a few, 14-Hour Dream, inspired by the music of Pink Floyd. So I'm a big rock fan. I was a guitarist for a couple of years till the time my father passed away. Allah yarham. May God bless his soul in peace. 14-Hour Dream is considered to be a Woody Gourmand. The perfumer behind this is one of my favorite noses, Antoine Lee. Music's genre, needless to mention, psychedelic rock. Olfactory Pyramid. Uncommonly, this one comes without top notes, thanks to Antoine Lee's mastery. This fragrance is a powerful harmony that goes straight to the heart. Heart notes of patchouli leaves, iris butter, black pepper absolute, saffron, vanilla, flowers, ginger, and bottom notes or base notes of cedarwood, sandalwood, and gaiac. Another perfume that I'd like to mention is the Green Bubble. The perfumer behind this is Julian Roscane, Woody Amber. It would be considered the music genre is reggae. The concentration for this perfume is 20%. The brand touts it to be an earthy paradise ruled by the original sin, love. Mankind, folk culture, and everyday slow living create Jamaica and are Jamaica's creation at the same time. Jamaica, the land of springs. In this Eden, BPM becomes rarefied and the bass line laid down the law to guitar. Pure ideals are so powerful to go beyond the borders of the isle. Reggae descends on earth, one music, one culture. The fragrance reggae is the doctrine of Jamaica's kingdom. In its immaculate religiousness, essence, and beauty become faith. In the Green Bubble fragrance, the rhythm is composed by the serenity of a shining sun, the Jamaican people's strength and creativity, and the vegetation which reigns undisputed in this land of wood and water. A flawless oasis, where the euphoria rising from vegetations and smoky woods, scent meets the spirituality of incense. Julian Rascane gives shape to Eden, creating a perfect balance between woody accords with sharp notes of absinthe and aromatic hints of saffron and Indian hemp. Sensory ecstasy. So the olfactory pyramid for Green Bubble has top notes of grapefruit, marijuana accord, absinthe, a few of my favorite notes, heart notes of saffron, honey, cedarwood, bottom notes of labdanum, patchouli, sandalwood, and dry amber. Let's get down to what we are here to discuss today before you guys switch to another channel or another video. The perfume we're going to discuss today, as mentioned earlier, is 54 and Ambre Gourmand. Perfumer Julian Rascane. Musical genre disco music. Olfactory family, as I said, is Ambre Gourmand. The concentration here is 22%. Imagine diving into the atmosphere of the most famous and legendary nightclub in the world. New York City's Studio 54 with its euphoric blast of excitement, cutting edge dance music, the madness of the jet set crowd, and always something unexpected. Plus the rumored use of forbidden you-know-whats. The fragrance. Master perfumer Julian Rascane collaborated with Sebastian Jara. If you did not already know, I will put up a photograph, and I was very blessed, and I consider myself lucky as I met him during the beauty exhibition this year when his fragrance was launched. His fragrance was launched actually and was a Harrods exclusive for some time. What I mean to say is when the product was launched, when the perfume was launched in the UAE. So word was, I think I met him on the 1st of November, and I posted the same review, not everything that we are discussing today, but just the review of what the fragrance brought to me as I was sitting idle, and I wanted to post this review on the 1st of November when I first acquired it. It was expected to be made available at Santitude, where this product sells, where this brand actually sells, and I think they are the sole distributors for this brand in the UAE. Not distributors, they are the sole boutique that has these fragrances in the UAE, if put in proper words. So this was supposed to be made available, I suppose, on the 3rd or the 4th. That was a Friday. But it actually became available on the last day of October, since Sebastian was here and he was promoting his fragrance and the brand, and I was fortunate enough to meet him in person. He's a great guy. He's basically a reviewer as well for a long time, a reviewer that I so follow, I idealize, and I now more so idealize him because of the human aspects, and he's humble, he's down to earth. He will not rub you off. I did have a long chat with him, and I was telling him how big a fan I was of his recommendations, and then there's so many perfumes that I've acquired of his recommendations, and I'm extremely delighted to have them in my arsenal. But then this was a fragrance that he himself created, and so it has a few of his favorite notes, not to mention patchouli, tobacco. He does love gourmands, and we shall discuss that in the main review. However, I just got into a little details so you know who Sebastian Jara is, the reviewer, and the name of his channel is The Perfume Guy on YouTube. And if you haven't watched him still, I recommend that you watch his channel and his videos. So let's get back to where we were. Master perfumer Julian Rascone collaborated with Sebastian Jara and the creators of JUSBOX Perfumes to recreate the fragrance we would all wear if Studio 54 still existed today, with elements that call to mind positive feelings and memorable moments. The exotic creaminess of the Pina Colada accord and the energy of cardamom and davana combined with the distinctive notes of saffron, chocolate accord, nagarmotha, and cinnamon bark. The full-bodied, defined and rich base is composed of rum, SFE, vanilla, resin, absolute, sandalwood, patchouli, and tobacco. The hidden side of unknown pleasure. So we've discussed the olfactory pyramid for the fragrance. Let's now break down the notes before we get into the first expressions though. Pina Colada. It smells sweet and exotic, and that is why it is used in many shower gels or beauty creams. The Pina Colada note is also used in perfumery, where it offers its tropical and seaside scents. If it is currently little used, it can be found in exotic, summer, and ultra-luminous perfumes. Cardamom. Cardamom is used in perfumery to provide a warm, spicy, and slightly sweet aroma. It is commonly used as a top or a middle note, adding depth and complexity to the fragrance. The note of cardamom is a spicy, fresh fragrance note. It is also a common cooking ingredient here in the Middle East. So we do enjoy our kahwas or coffee, you might say, with loads of cardamom. Guatemala, Davana. Davana has a unique olfactory profile, combining syrupy, fruity, and floral notes. Its scent is warm, exotic, and slightly spicy, with accents of ripe fruits such as plum and apricot. It also exudes a honey-like sweetness and a subtle herbaceous nuance, making it highly sought after in perfumery. Saffron has a unique earthy aroma and flavor that is highly prized in perfumery. The use of saffron in perfumes dates back to ancient times, when it was considered a luxury ingredient. Saffron is known for its mood-enhancing properties and is used in aromatherapy to help elevate stress and depression. Chocolate accord, to push this milky note and get closer to the smell of chocolate bars and custards. Perfumers can dress up their accord with molecules such as milk lactone, butyl lactate, or methyl latone, which, powerful as you can imagine it to be, contributes to increase the creaminess of chocolate and boost its roundness. Nagarmotha, also known as cypriol oil, as we discussed before on the channel, is a cherished natural perfumery ingredient, mostly found abundant in India. It has an earthy, woody aroma that captures the essence of the Indian wilderness. Nagamotha oil is used as a bridge between woody base notes and middle floral notes in perfumes. Cinnamon bark. Its renowned bark, cinnamon is a consecrated substance in many religions and has been employed in aromatherapy and perfumery for centuries. The cinnamon leaves possess medicinal properties and exude an exotic, light and spicy aroma, making them an exceptional raw material for perfumery. Now, I'm not sure if there are any differences in just basically using the rum accord as opposed to using rum SFE as listed in the notes profile for this perfume. But let's discuss rum. Rum's aromatic complexity is unmistakable, offering a wide range of scents such as cinnamon, ginger, vanilla, hazelnut, honey, and even brown leather. If smell had a color, imagine brown leather, the scent that brown leather would have. In perfumery, rum is often paired with flowers like roses or violets, as well as white musk, cedarwood, vanilla, pepper, or wormwood. Vanilla resin absolute is the most concentrated form of vanilla. It is often used in perfumes and other aroma-based products. Because it is so expensive, most candles, soaps, and other scented specialty merchandise are made from synthetic vanillin. Here they've used the vanilla resin absolute. Sandalwood is a beloved scent note in perfumery, often described as exotic, sensual, and comforting. Creating a sense of tranquility and serenity, it is a warm, woody, and creamy base that blends perfectly with floral notes such as rose, ylang ylang, and magnolia, adding depth and warmth to the scent. Sandalwood is often used as a top note in perfumes and can keep you calm and composed. You may want to sniff Bois d'Azil by Chanel's less exclusive Tam Dao by the house of Diptyque, amongst many others. There's also sandalwood fragrance in the new trio of Oud, sandalwood and amber fragrances by the house of Arige Ladore, which I did visit during the beauty exhibition in their new, now sold out Arabian Heritage collection. It smells like heaven. Patchouli. In modern perfumery, patchouli has secured its place as a cornerstone ingredient. Its versatility allows it to play various roles in fragrance compositions. Mostly referred to as a base note, patchouli provides depth and longevity to perfumes, anchoring the scent and giving it a warm and sensual character. Reference fragrances for patchouli would be Monsieur by the house of Frederic Malle, a perfume maybe not enjoyed by many, but those who love the note of patchouli, this is, I suppose, the reference fragrance for the 2000s. It comes with a 50% patchouli concentrate of the entire composition. Another reference I can think of is the chocolate, cakey, boozy patchouli heaven, psychedelic by the house of Javoy, reminiscence patchouli, a vintage real patchouli by the house of Bois 1920, Tony Iommi by the house of Sergioff, Pardon by the house of Nazamato, amongst many others, not to forget Coromandel and Richwood. On the artsy side of things, you may want to smell Horizon by the house of Oriza. El Legrand also includes a note of tobacco. Sticky Fingers by Francesca Bianchi. There's just so many patchouli fragrances that I so love and would like to mention, but I would like to keep this video as short and precise as I can. Tobacco, not everyone thinks they love the smell of tobacco, but encountering it in a fragrance is way more sensual an experience than walking into a smoky room that I can vouch for, or dealing with the post-party ashtray challenge, to say the least. It can add sweet, sexy, smoky and mysterious nuances to a fragrance and works generously alongside rich florals or amber spices, giving hints of caramel or whiskey. The dried leaves are sweet smelling, a touch earthy and hay-like, are solvent extracted from the plant, which was one of the 4 sacred plants of the Native American culture, alongside squash, corn, and beans. Famously, Nicotiana tabacum, member of the nightshade family, made its way to Europe via the Spanish in around 1528. That's how far back it goes. Plenty of people seem to find tobacco almost as addictive in perfumery as cigarettes or cigars. A few of the fragrances I'd suggest you to smell are Journey and Royal Tobacco, not to mention Boundless by the House of Amouage, Sycamore by Chanel's less exclusive, the now discontinued Tonka Imperial, if you can get your hands on, by the House of Guerlain from the La Art La Matière collection, Tobacco Mandarin from the House of Byredo, and a lot others. If you want to see 21 tobacco fragrances at their best, please watch my video that I've done earlier on the top 21 tobacco fragrances, which is a ranked list. I've already unboxed 54, but I would like you to take a look at the presentation before we get into the review, and I tell you all about this bad boy. So it basically comes in a cellophane wrap. The box comes in a sleeve which looks like so. It has the disco balls design, I'd like to call it, and many other people refer it to as the same. The studio disco ball. Basically, disco balls is what they're trying to kind of recreate here in the design, which would remind you of. It's a little tough to get out. The sleeve is pretty snug. The box sits in a pretty snug sleeve, and I had a hard time taking this out. I wish I would have done the video then, but was kind of slightly under the weather. Nevertheless, we're doing it today, and I intend to kind of do my best to kind of get the sleeve off. Wait, hang on. I'll come back in a click. As you can tell, let me show you a little bit of what the back of the sleeve and the box looks like. That's the front side. Trying to slide the box out still. I might edit this out because this is such a battle. Lucky me. What can I say? So as you kind of pull the sleeve out, that's the front of the sleeve. That's the back of the sleeve. And as I showed you, the disco balls on either sides. This is what the box looks like. And I do love the packaging for their fragrances. I do intend on diving deeper into the House of JUSBOX. That's a card that kind of comes with the fragrance, and a few details here in the back about Studio 54. I shall keep the packaging aside, and we shall pull the fragrance bottle that looks like so. So the top of the bottle do kind of may remind you of records, the vinyl records, which are kind of making a comeback, and more people are getting into acquiring the records and collecting records. JUSBOX 54 in alphabets. You have the number 54 on either sides, and it's in gold. I mean, I do love the bottle presentation. The sprays, atomizers are great. The perfume we shall discuss in a bit. because I'm hard on reading and I'm hard on remembering. So I do try to kind of jot down my thoughts, if you will, while trying to do the review. And so 1st November, when I did post this on my Facebook, please do follow me on Facebook if you haven't already. It's under the same name, Karamullah Kadwani. I can speak for the 1st of November when this was, or became rather, the scent of the day for me. A masterpiece by my favorite reviewer and more than anything the most humble human being I've met till date. Co-created with Julian Rascane, who both of them I had the pleasure of meeting in the beauty exhibition, and I shall pop up the photos time to time. Notes of pina colada, cinnamon, davana, chocolate accord, patchouli, vanilla resin, absolute, rum, sandalwood, cardamom, tobacco, saffron, and nagarmotha. Opens with a huge pina colada note, at least to my nose, but settles within the first 15 to 20 minutes to this dreamy, creamy, dreamy sandalwood. Boozy from the get-go. In perfumery, rum is used naturally after extraction. The extravagance of this brandy is expressed in certain perfumes. Rum belongs to the gourmand olfactory family. In fact, rum has notes of hazelnut, vanilla, honey, ginger, cinnamon, or burnished leather, as I mentioned earlier, brown leather, if you will, that wonderfully enhances orientals or woody fragrances. We have discussed pina colada. Pina colada is a vibrant tropical scent featuring creamy coconut, tiar flower, lush gardenia, and juicy pineapple. The fragrance captures the essence of a sunny beachside escape, blending coconut and pineapple's sweet and creamy notes. Tobacco bringing refinement and an aura of intrigue and sophistication. A certain texture of class and personality. Tobacco can come off very mature. At the same time, should appease the youth. The scent. It'll be a winter beast. I'm an absolute oversprayer. Having said that, its concentration is enough. So good to go with a few sprays as well if you're not very heavy into spraying perfumes. Can't wait for it to get cooler here in the United Arab Emirates. It's still not peak winters, or they usually peak say towards December, the beginning of December, and last up till the end of January or February, depends. This one's truly designed to shine in the winters but not overclawing. So good to go all seasons, in my opinion. Maybe summer's too hot, not really, maybe just evening wears for the summers, indoor ambience where the ACs are on and it's pretty cold in itself. You might be able to pull it off. I'd prefer other scents in for like the summer heat and day outs. I probably wouldn't like kind of lean towards using this. This is more for winters, and that too, for me at least, dressed up night outs. Spiciness with the cinnamon and cardamom and a drawing scent. Feels cozy, comforting, and like a warm embrace, a hearty hug from the special someone. Saffron adding to the rich experience and adds a layer of spiciness with the aforementioned spices. Also, saffron has a distinctive fragrance character that includes floral, honeyed, and slightly spicy notes, which can also move towards the suede, leathery direction. A lot of people in the perfume game already know that saffron can act leathery or give you leathery nuances, or can accentuate the already existing suede or leather accords that are used in perfumery. Perfumers appreciate it not only for its seductive scent but also for its ability to blend harmoniously with a wide range of other perfume ingredients. So, I once said it in one of my videos that Cypriol Nagamotha is the new oud post 2020. So say 2010 till 2020 was oud, that was all the craze, that was all the fad, and now it's Nagamotha or cypriol oil, and is showing up in quite a few fragrances of lately. The promise from the house of Frederick Malle is quite the cypriol bomb. Another one I can think of, my favorites, is Silver Oud, created by Cecil Zarokian, one of my favorite noses in the business, from the house of Amouage. Here, another thing that I noticed with the note of tobacco is that it prevents the composition from going all out gourmand with the vanilla resin absolute, which is a very expensive material to work with, one of the most expensive materials to work with, and provides a super deep, rich, complex and intense experience as opposed to vanillin or other synthetic vanilla compounds. Davana is one such note, much similar to cypriol, gaining popularity in fragrances. Over time, Davana is becoming increasingly popular as an ingredient in the perfume industry, both in India and internationally. Its warm, fruity, syrupy fragrance has earned it a place in a variety of perfume genres, from amber and gourmand to floral and exotic. Here as well, those qualities really shine and act as an anchor to the fragrance. So somewhat a kind of background player, a backbone structured, a kind of anchoring the entire experience. Enjoying fragrances of recently that have this push and pull, yin and yang, polar opposite kind of ingredients that create a bittersweet symphony, balancing our compositions from leaning into any one direction. Balance is key, and here the scent is so wonderfully balanced yet simple in its complexity, if that makes any sense. I guess I'm better at writing my heart out than reviewing on YouTube, but videos are, reading is not for everyone. Video presentations, sometimes you just, when you have the time, play, and it's easier to kind of listen to somebody storytelling than reading all about the experience. But to everybody their own. Every nose experiences fragrance differently. All the fragrances wear differently on different people, different climatic conditions, environmental factors, stress maybe, hydration, your diet, what you have eaten throughout the day can vary. The experiences can vary, and skin to skin. Skin is the final ingredient in all perfumes, as Dahlia rightfully said, who I love watching in pair with Sebastian. Bless them both. Patchouli and cypriol, along with the note of tobacco, working together in grounding the fragrance as well, and bringing about the earthier nuances, adding a layer of complexity and acting much like a backbone. It's the part that lasts the longest through and through. The chocolate accord does add to the chocolate cakey like experience Sebastian always talks about. Nagamotha, the fragrant tuberous roots, known to French perfumers as souchet. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. It's spelled as Souchet. Yield the essential oil of Nagamotha used as a substitute for patchouli in perfumery. It adds a distinctive and interesting note to masculine or unisex perfumes. Cypriol, also known as Nagamotha, is also highly prized in the perfume industry. Its essential oil gives off a deep, bewitching scent, often described as woody, earthy, and smoky. In perfumery, cypriol is often used as a base note in many olfactory compositions to add depth and warmth to fragrances. Here it is used in combination with patchouli to further accentuate those earthy, woody, part smoky facets to the composition. Everything kind of backed up with accentuating notes. Patchouli complemented with the chocolate accord, and other facets highlighted by Nagamotha. Vanilla bringing about just a hint of sweetness, keeping it from going all the way into a gourmand direction, just the way I love it. It's tailor-made for me, feels like. Sandalwood bringing in creaminess, the creaminess further also accentuated and backed by the chocolate accord. It feels like a milky chocolate. So the creaminess with the chocolate accentuates the patchouli chocolate-like nuances, cakey-like nuances. The patchouli accentuates cypriol or nagamotha for its earthy kind of deep dark facets. Sandalwood further adding to the creaminess in the entire structure. This is definitely signature scent worthy and can't wait to wear it more. It's addictive as heck. You'd want to spray it again and again just to relive the opening. I hope I've done it justice. There's so much more I'd like to say about the fragrance, but we'll close off this review as it's already become quite long by spraying the fragrance. I do want to show you the atomizer, which are beast on like JUSBOX perfumes. You see that? The distribution is good. The mist is solid. The perfume at 22% concentrate. Can't complain at all. With perfumes thinning out at the behest of the bigger conglomerates, losing their depth, their longevity, maybe projection, sillage, this one is a sure hit. It should be in every fragrance connoisseur's collection. These are my opinions, these are my insights into Studio 54, a perfume created by Julian Rascone, conceptualized by Sebastian Jara, one of my favorite YouTube perfume reviewers, created by one of my niche favorite houses now that I'd like to further delve deep into. So I'd like to do Sirens and Sailors. I'd like to do Beat Cafe Black Powder. Black Powder I think is inspired by Nirvana, Nirvana's music. Visionary Eye, I think it's David Bowie. Please do not quote me on this. I'm not I haven't gone through my notes as much. I didn't want to make it extremely lengthy. And another creation that I really want to experiment with is Cheeky Smile. That's a molecular fragrance with ambroxan and the other materials that you'd expect from a molecular fragrance. And 14-Hour Dream, that's another patchouli based scent. So we shall make this the scent of day, and the way I spray it is 2 in the back, 2 by my collars, and then just an oversprayer. That's who I am, and I love overspraying perfumes. So do leave in your comments, do let me know your point of views. If you've already tried this fragrance, if you have this in your arsenal, in your collection, or if you're at least willing to give it a try, the place to hit is Sentitude Perfumes, or rather Sentitude just by itself. One of the boutiques is in Dubai Mall, and that's the boutique that I usually head to for they are the sole kind of boutiques that the fragrances are held at. JUSBOX is not available elsewhere, and 54 Studio 54 is definitely available now for purchase online or through the boutiques. If you have tried this fragrance, do give me your comments. Let me know what you think of the perfume, what you think of the review. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, my humble request for all of you to subscribe to my channel and help it grow bigger. That kind of motivates me to do videos even when I'm feeling low. Until the next time, your host Karamullah Kadwani signing out.